runs and took game one from the Phillies. Last night, Roy Halladay was the story, going the distance to even the series. Tonight should be a good one. Jordan Zimmermann and Cliff Lee take center stage on Masson HD. It's Miller Lite Party Night at the ballpark. Scoreboard Walk is busy. Folks having a great time. Big crowd coming in. Phillies and the Nats for the deciding game of this three-game series. Bob Carpenter, F.P. Santangelo, and I think one thing we learned about the ball club last night, no quit in the Nats. They took Halladay and company right down to the wire.
Are you talking about the fighting Nationals last night? Not
fighting Nats.
4 hits in the ninth inning, battling Roy Halladay to the very finish. I mean, this is a good sign, but when you talk about last night, battling all game long, they figured out something in the ninth inning. You see Nix's hit right there. And what that tells me is this team is not going away. Now, they lost the game 3-2, but we talked to Mike Rizzo today. There are no moral victories with this ball club. They're ready to win baseball games. They just fell short last night. And there was a couple of tough calls late in the game. You see the last one here coming up to Pudge. I don't know if that ball was a strike, but you do have to fire off a swing somewhere in that sequence.
Pudge very angry, so Stairs and Rodriguez striking out without swinging to end that ball game. Jordan Zimmermann, another chapter in his development tonight.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, he had a great outing his last time in New York. And what did he do? He won the Nats 2 games on that trip with his bat. A big 2 RBI single that he came on and butted a guy over in the other game. He did a great job.
5-8 career. Cliff Lee has 103 wins, but with a 1-1 record, the left-hander has a 7.84 ERA. One thing he doesn't do, walk anybody. 14 Ks, 1 walk so far this year. Good matchup. TNT, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. By Sonic, America's drive-in. It's new, it's better. It's the new Sonic Good. And by your local Lexus dealers. It is a beautiful night for a boat ride to a baseball game. On the banks of the Anacostia, it's Nationals Park. The Nats and the Phillies in the rubber game of this 3-game series. Phils are 8-3. The Nats are 5-6. Visit train.com for an independent train comfort specialist dealer near you. Hard to stop a train. Perfect weather. 67 degrees. It is gorgeous. Phillies lineup, they still lead the league, hitting at .318. Second in runs to Cincinnati, and Carlos Ruiz likes it here. .324 at Nationals Park in this series, 2 for 7 with a walk. This is the same lineup Charlie Manuel throws out there every day right now with Chase Utley injured, and they will take on Jordan Zimmermann, the 24-year-old with a career record of 5-8. 2 starts against the Phillies. It hasn't gone well with an ERA of over 11.
Yeah, fastball, curve, slider, change. He touched 94-95 his last outing in New York. He's coming off his first W of the season. He's pitched 5 innings of 2-run balls, struck out 4. And on top of that, he had a 2-run single, which was the key to the game.
Came off the bench in the New York series with a nice sacrifice bunt on the road.
Let's check out the defense behind Jordan Zimmermann tonight. Michael Morris back in left field, and Keel in center, Worth in right. Desmond and Jerry Hairston Jr. on the left side. Danny Espinosa and Adam LaRoche on the right side, and Wilson Ramos doing the catching.
Jerry Hairston at third, and his brother hit a home run for the Mets today. Scott hit his first of the year. I don't know if that's an omen. We'll have to wait and see.
They've been picking it at third base, too.
By the way, the Mets lost the first game of a day-night doubleheader to the Rockies, and they're trailing in Game 2 in the 8th inning. Shane Victorino for the Phils. They've scored 66 runs, the Reds 74. First pitch from Zimmermann right in there at 7:06.
95 right out of bed.
And another beauty, this one to the outside corner. 19-year veteran Tom Hallion, the crew chief, has the plate. Bill Miller first, Phil Cuzzi second, Alan Porter, the rookie umpire, at third. Zimmermann just missing.
I think maybe in the clubhouse he saw that pitch called for a strike late in last night's game, and he wanted it tonight.
Little breaking ball, and here comes Hairston with the glove and the hand. Good pick by LaRoche for the first out. Victorino extremely fast when he's batting left-handed.
I joke with Jerry Hairston every day. Gold is gold, meaning you got a gold glove. It doesn't matter where you put it. And he looks a little more comfortable in the infield and the outfield, but he takes pride in wherever he plays. He says, you know, if you see me play a given position on a given day, he wants somebody to think that's his everyday job. Nice play.
Here's another third baseman who's pretty good, Placido Polanco. He's had a great series. 4 for 8, 2 RBIs, a walk, 2 hits in each game. Opposite way, belt high hop, LaRoche, 2 down. Jason Worth, he's been on base every game. The Nats are 5-6. LaRoche has suddenly come alive with the bat, 5 out of 16. And again last night, when John Lennon went 6, the Nationals still do not have a starter who has gone shorter than 5 innings this year. Worth is 3 for 7. He has scored 3 runs, hit a home run, and has a walk in this series against his ex-teammates. Jimmy Rollins will be next, the shortstop, batting .326. Zimmermann has lots of early life on that fastball. Ground ball right side, Espinosa behind it. That's what you call a routine first inning, leaving Howard in the on-deck circle. Nationals Park. Nats lineup packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. Some base hits would be nice too, and Wilson Ramos has given the Nats plenty of that. 2 for 3 here on Tuesday night with a walk and 2 RBIs, hitting a cool .450. He's 9 for 20 in 7 games, alternating with Pudge Rodriguez this year. Cliff Lee against the Nats. Third start, he's 2-0 with a 2.25 ERA.
And fastball, slider, cutter, curve change. Likes the cutter in on righties. He was pulled after 3 1/3 innings against the Braves his last down. He'd given up 6 runs on 10 hits.
And thus the ERA of 7.84. Ian Desmond desperately needs a hit in his own ballpark. 0 for 8 in this series with a walk. 0 for 21 at home.
A similar game plan as last night for the Nationals tonight. Cliff Lee, 14 strikeouts and just 1 walk on the season. Be aggressive, get him early in the count. And he's going to throw you a lot of strikes. Talking to Philadelphia people today, his last outing left a lot of balls out over the plate. This is a guy that has to have his pinpoint command to be successful. Is he getting too much of the plate? If he gets wild in the strike zone, you can get him.
Way outside, 2-2.
You check out his motion right here. Just a guy that gets on top of the ball. Check out his grip right there. He really puts some pressure on the index finger and the other finger to get the ball to cut inside to righties.
Desmond called out on strikes. Ian Desmond strikes out for the 10th time this year.
The defense behind Cliff Lee tonight for the Philadelphia Phillies. Ibanez, Victorino, and Francisco in the outfield. Rollins and Polanco on the left side. Valdez and Howard on the right side doing the catching. Carlos Ruiz.
The one criticism I would have of the Nats offensively, too many taken third strikes. They have walked 51 times, which, as we mentioned last night, is about 4.5 a game above that, but they have now struck out 81 times. Pulled on the right side by Rick Ankiel to Wilson Valdez, 2 outs. Jason Worth wrapped one right around the left field pole here on Tuesday night.
Yeah, he was feeling frisky Tuesday night, his first game against his old team. And check out the pitch from Joe Blanton. The fastball that was supposed to be on the outer half ran back on the inner half right in his turbo zone. And both of his hits the other night were on the second pitch of his at-bats. We've seen him be very patient so far this year. And maybe he thought that the Phillies knew he was going to be patient, and he ambushed him. Let's see what he does tonight.
3 for 7. That homer, his second. And a walk with 3 runs scored in the series. He's 1 for 3 career against Cliff Lee, who misses low. Had him reaching. Nats offense, it's on a steady climb. Tied with Atlanta at 222, although the Braves have produced more runs. San Diego's at 214. Runs a game, getting there. Home runs, getting there.
You know, what that stat and that graphic doesn't show is how aggressive they've been on the base pass this year. You know, taking, the extra base, going first to third on a single, the suicide squeezes, the stolen bases, the double steals. I mean, when these guys get on the base pass, it doesn't matter if it's Adam LaRoche right there. He stole third the other day in New York.
1-2 pitch. And Worth is gone. 2 strikeouts to start off the night for Cliff Lee. Each pitcher with a clean first inning. the series, but getting hit turned out to be a big play for the Phillies' winning run last night.
Yeah, there was some question whether or not Ryan Howard was going to play tonight. I talked to Pete McCann, the bench coach for the Phillies, before the game. They were waiting for him to get to the ballpark to see how his hand was. He hit in the cage a little bit. He was on the field. Everything's fine, but yeah, he wore one on the hand last night.
Howard still hitting .333. 2 hits career against Zimmermann, one of them a home run.
And check out where he's standing in the batter's box. This is something that people in Philadelphia have been trying to get him to do for a number of years. He is on the plate this year more than other years. I mean, before he was off the plate in the batter's box in this area over there, and then all of a sudden this year they said, hey, get on top of the plate, think about going the other way, cover that outside pitch, because whenever he struggles, it's always off speed away. So this year in spring training, they've made the adjustment to where he's on top of the plate all of a sudden. He's looking for the ball out over the plate. As we saw in the first game of the series, he's looking to drive the ball the other way.
Unbelievable at home where the Phillies are 5-1. It's a bandbox for this big man. He pulls it foul on a breaking ball.
And then by getting on the plate, everything seems into you. If a given team tries to work you away, that fastball on the black away seems like it's right down the middle. And if you can pull your hands in and get to the inside pitch, you have nothing to worry about.
Zimmermann jams him. LaRoche is right there and Adam right to the bag. It'll be 4 straight for Jordan Zimmermann, all on balls hitting the ground. Call Luna for up to 70% off all flooring. 877-241-LUNA. Shop smart. Shop Luna. With runners on base, Clippard giving up nothing. 0 for 16. How about that? Taylor Buchholz of the Mets got victimized a little bit today. But some of those guys, and Zimmerman's on that list, some are relievers, some are starters. Up the middle. Desmond to his left, gets most of it. Holds on and throws out Ben Francisco.
You get in streaks offensively, you get hot at the plate, you get in streaks defensively, and right now, Ian Desmond fighting a little bit at shortstop. We saw last night the routine chopper from Jimmy Rollins that led to the big rally. And on his first chance tonight, good job of staying with it, using your strong arm to make up for the fact that you bobbled it.
Here's Ibanez. That play was indicative of a lot of the errors that Ian made last year when he would just get caught a little bit in between on some of the hops. He has a gun. He had only one error until the ball game last night when he was assessed an error and an interference call.
You see his head's down very nice right there. That ball just rattles around in his glove. You see the top hand? The top hand is used to secure the baseball. As soon as you feel that ball in your glove, it's like an alligator. It's a trap door. You shut it on top of the baseball. A lot of times if that ball's rolling around like we saw right there, you go to grab it and it's not where you thought it was. And there's nothing worse as an infielder than making an error early in the game, because now you got 8 innings to think about it. You want to have a good, clean first chance. So nice job of staying with that, Ian Desmond.
He might use the smallest glove I've ever seen on a shortstop. That thing looks like a second baseman's glove. That's extremely small for the quick exchange on the double play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a foul tip. Ibanez strikes out for the 5th time in this series. 1-2-3 again. Dollar Kid Day against the Brewers at 105. Purchase up to 4 tickets for kids ages 3 to 12 for just $1 each, and that's with the purchase of one full-priced adult ticket. Nationals.com/kids, or stop by the box office here at the ballpark. Right out there in left field. Later against Seattle, the Dodgers and the Astros will be other $1 Kids Days. Cliff Lee, 11 pitches, 7 strikes, first inning. Jordan Zimmermann has his hard stuff working tonight. And here's Adam LaRoche. 2 for 4 in the series. Adam 1 for 5 career against Lee. Ramos and Morse to follow. Wilson Ramos swinging the bat so well, Jim Riggleman has him in the 5-hole ahead of the struggling Michael Morse. And LaRoche will lift a fly ball to Victorino. About 380 feet away, 1 out.
You check out the numbers, lefties versus Cliff Lee this year. 429 average. Leaving balls out over the plate. He'll pitch anybody in at any time, but the word is that he's leaving the ball out over the plate for both righties and lefties. Lefties doing some serious damage. And that's the first fly ball partner that I've seen carry in this ballpark this year.
Yeah, it's been pretty dead. Either wind blowing in or extremely cold. And here's Ramos. Ball's been carrying off his bat. Drove in 2 here on Tuesday night. Single and scored in the second. A double off the scoreboard in the 4th. Later walked with the bases loaded. Lee's all over home plate right now. And he wasn't taking on 0-2. Better than any rookie around. Back to the Nats have 2 of the top 3. Nice list. And we know Freddie Freeman down there in Atlanta will get better after what we saw of him in spring training.
And he's the highest average for a catcher with more than 20 at-bats in the major leagues.
Nice. Look at that under his hands. Lee runs the fastball right in there and strikes him out. 3rd strikeout to the 5th hitter of the game.
Now he'll go hard in late. Cliff Lee, check it out, the cutter on the inner half right here to Wilson Ramos. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do with that as a hitter. You got to get the pitch early in the count that he leaves out over the plate, because if you get to 2 strikes, as we talked about, now 14 strikeouts and 1 walk to start the season, there's nothing to wait around for. Get something early in the count, because there's not a whole lot you can do with that pitch.
Unbelievable strikeout to walk ratio last year, when he fanned 185 and walked only 18. 18 walks in 212 innings. What that means is he walks 3 guys a month. Morse hits it sharply up the middle for Valdez. Looks like we have a brilliant pitcher's duel brewing tonight.
that grill is very hot right now, but you know what else is hot? Jordan Zimmermann's fastball. He's got his plus fastball working tonight. He was hitting 96, 97 his last outing in spring training, and tonight he's got the extra plus fastball going. You see that one, 95 right there? And the 0-2 pitch inside off the plate at 96, and this is just a Linda Ronstadt fastball, blew by you. He's got the good eater going tonight, folks.
Kinetic North America with the Nationals pitch track. Top of the third underway. Ruiz takes a strike. Kinetic North America provides world-class technology to our national and homeland security customers. Ruiz 2 for 7 with a walk in this series. Ooh, he's not going to like that call. Tom Hallion giving Zimmermann the up and in fastball. He's on a hot streak here. A couple of hits and a walk in this ballpark.
When you talk about umping home plate tonight, you got a guy like Cliff Lee that's established a strike zone throughout his whole career. And if Jordan Zimmermann's throwing strikes, now all of a sudden as a home plate umpire, you get into a rhythm back there. You get into a rhythm of looking for strikes.
Oh, there's a slider that buckles the right-handed hitter. And for Zimmermann, his second K of the night. He's got some killer stuff going.
Yeah, check out the nasty curve for strike 3, and Tom Hallion with the sprinkler head call. You see him right there. Ha! It's like a sprinkler.
When a slider is in the middle of the plate and you don't swing, you're fooling somebody, because that's where hitters like that slide piece to end up. And here's Valdez, the second baseman. 2 for 2 career against Zimmermann with an RBI. He's done a good job of filling in for Chase Utley. Really, Valdez, the kind of guy you need in a situation like this where you've lost a frontline player. He's been around for a long, long time. First 11 games last year, Utley hitting for higher average, more RBIs and runs, but when your replacement's at 353, you'll take it. Lines one hard to right. Moving over is Worth. Chasing it down, 2 outs.
Okay, good outfielders take base hits away. I've marveled at Jason Worth this year, how shallow he plays in right field. I mean, he plays extremely shallow, takes a lot of hits away because he goes back on the ball so well. You saw that ball by Valdez right there. That ball was smoked. Very easy play for Jason Worth.
Here's Cliff Lee, a 127 career hitter. Oh for 3 with a sacrifice this year. Two and one. Rockies made it a sweep in New York today. They won the first game 6-5, 9-4 in the nightcap. And the Mets have lost 5 straight. Here's a 2-1.
So I guess the question is, if you're Tom Hallion, you're back there, every 2-strike count, are you looking for strike 3 so you can do the sprinkler head?
He's too experienced.
Enrico Palazzo ring him up?
He's not going to get caught up in the moment like the rookie umpire did last night. And the 2-2. Lee makes some contact.
If I had that call third, I'd be looking for it back there. I'd be wanting to show it off. I'd be hunting that call.
Umpires are to be known but not seen. How about Zimmermann? He's all over home plate just like Lee. 3 perfect innings. Who's going to get the first base hit in this game? Zimmermann, the Power Pack is back. It's the all-inclusive season-long plan offering food, parking, and drink, starting at $25 a ticket. Go to nationals.com/powerpack and expect a season full of baseball action right here at Nationals Park. Second, Ryan Zimmermann has an all-inclusive deal going in the dugout right now. Can't wait to see him back.
Talked to him today. He said he's getting better. It's good news.
Problem is, he's only been on the DL since Sunday. Retroactive back to the day after he played his last game. And it's up to Hairston and Cora to hold down third base in the meantime. Produce some offense, and we know they'll be okay defensively. Will those guys be able to produce some offense?
That's one of those injuries, and I'm sure the Nationals have it taken care of, a tremendous training staff where when you feel better, you take another 3 or 4 days. Yeah. Because as soon as you think you're 100%, you go out there and maybe you slide funny or run funny to first base. I had that thing, and they just won't go away.
Here's Danny Espinosa, who right-handed is 3 for 7. That chopper is in the batter's box and called foul.
3 for 7 with some pop. That Jackie hit New York the other night right-handed is still going. Just a knockdown 2-iron to left center field. Some serious backspin.
Who's better as a rookie right now?
Maybe the catcher for the Nationals?
This guy gets to play every day. He jacks one to right center, heading for the scoreboard, and that ball is off the board, and Danny Espinosa shows off his power again. That's his third double to go with a home run, so 9 hits, 4 of them extra bases.
Yeah, the bolt he hit the other night in New York was to left center field. He just gets on top of the baseball so nice from the right side of the plate. A lot of times with a switch hitter, your right hand is the dominant hand because that's the one you throw with. So when you're on the right side of the plate, you can throw that right hand down on top of the baseball. And you look at the extension and the backspin. Danny Espinosa has some serious pop from both sides of the plate, but we see more from the right-handed side.
And, of course, this is the part of the batting order where more likely not to be a sacrifice than it is to be one, with the pitcher on deck and a good batsman in Jerry Hairston Jr. He's only 1 for 17 as a Nat, but he does have 2 RBIs. Now, he could bunt for a hit somewhere if he feels good enough about it, but the corner infielders are pretty much even with their bags. Polanco at third, and then Howard maybe a couple of steps back at first.
We got Babe Zimmermann on deck. Got to get him over here.
He did drive in a couple of runs.
He did. He had the at-bat of the game the other day.
That's what you're looking for, but fair. And quickly to Hairston, the count is 0-2. He's faced Cliff Lee 11 times. 2 hits, a homer, and 2 RBIs. What if he got a text message from his brother today from New York that said, "I homered, what about you?" And that breaking ball probably went literally right around the dish. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, the obvious answer to that text would be, we're in third place. What place are you in?
Nice. It's all about team. Big gap in left center. Lee's been working away from Hairston. Cliff Lee's 221st career start tonight. He's thrown 20 complete games. Halladay had his 59th here last evening. The Nats did deny him the shutout. And Hairston gets jammed and fouls it right down into his leg. Jim Riggleman's going to take a walk over.
That's a tough guy right there. If he's going to have the trainer come out, you know he hit that ball square. And a lot of times you'll barrel up a baseball and you'll hit it just like you would hit a ball in the gap, only you hit it off your shin. And that, folks, does not feel good, and it's definitely going to leave a mark. Yeah, I played with Jermaine Dye in 2001 in the playoffs. He fouled the ball like that off his shin, and it wasn't good. And that's when you just got to shake off, because guess where the next pitch is going to be? In.
And showing a little brotherly love, Carlos Ruiz walked out to see his pitcher for a few moments. One ball and 2 strikes. Runner at second, nobody out. Yep. Burying that heartbreaking ball down and in, and the count's back even.
You know, maybe early in the count, runner on second base here in the 8th hole, you're thinking about driving him into the right side, but this is a point in the at-bat where you have to take care of yourself if you're Jerry Hairston Jr. You can't think about moving the runner now with 2 strikes. You got one of the elite pitchers in the National League out there. You got to battle.
Hey, not to mention the fact there's a good budding pitcher next, and Jim Squeezing Riggleman has been calling bunts with runners on third base already on a regular basis this season. And you have, if Espinosa gets over there, a very fast base runner.
That's his middle name, Squeezing? I got to start reading the program more.
No,
the media guide.
That was one of my ad libs I rehearsed earlier. That ball's really hit well. It backs up Victorino. Will Espinosa challenge him? Yes, he will. He's at third base with 1 out. That kid can really fly on the bases. Well hit ball by Hairston gets the job done.
And a great job by Jerry Hairston Jr. of getting inside of that pitch and hit it deep enough to move the runner. And you have to love the way the Nationals have run the bases so far this season. We talk about it every night. It sounds like a broken record, but it gets me fired up. A lot of guys just sit there on second base and don't even think about tagging up on that ball. But the aggressive nature that the Nationals have shown so far in the 2011 season, these guys are taking every base, 90 feet, every chance they get.
If I was a football coach, I'd give Espinosa a sticker on his helmet for a feet-first slide. Infielders do not like that. We found that out at third base last night with Ruiz running. Well, they don't want to make any mistake here about what might the call be, at least on the first pitch or two. The Phillies infield is in. I'm sure their advanced scouts told them that Zimmermann came off the bench to bunt one home in New York. And everybody knows Riggleman has already squeezed runners home with Ankiel and Levon Hernandez. He's going to swing. Espinosa coming home. Rollins throws him out.
And the Nationals choosing to go contact play right there with the pitcher hit. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Ian Desmond is struggling a little bit at the plate right now. Normally with a pitcher hit and runner on third, less than 2 outs, you won't go contact play. But the fact that Ian Desmond's been struggling a little bit lately at the plate may have forced Jim Riggleman to force the issue right there with the contact play.
Not a close play. 2 down. Here's Desmond. Struck out looking first time. Goes up pumping this time. And the thing you hope about Desmond is that he's not taking some of these offensive struggles out to shortstop with him. Young players have a hard time separating the two.
Got 2 sides to the game, lumber and leather. And, you know, I always used to say, if I ain't hitting, you ain't hitting. And if I was struggling at the plate, I was going to take some hits away on defense. Now, I don't think he would ever do that. I mean, this guy's mature beyond his years. He definitely knows how to separate the two.
He's gone again looking. Boy, when you're struggling, everybody's making perfect pitches against you. Cliff Lee's capable of lots of those. FCA.org, the Association for IT Pros. And here's Debbie with our sideline report.
Well, 3 scoreless innings for Jordan Zimmermann, and he told me that the starters are really feeding off of each other. When one guy has a good outing, the next one wants to build on that and do even better. He told me, too, that there's good chemistry amongst the pitchers. In fact, they go out to the bullpen during batting practice, before batting practice, and they roll a ball to home plate. It's a little game they have, a little competition amongst the staff, and whoever wins gets to have bragging rights for the day. But a lot of good things going on with the guys bonding. And one side note, I hear that Shoe Shine Sunday is returning this weekend. Bob?
They do some shoe shining in the bullpen. Nicely done. Little things that build the camaraderie out there. Right side, LaRoche will go to the pitcher. Zimmermann easily beating Victorino, who is now 1 for 10 in this series. And when Shane Victorino came to town Tuesday, he was hitting .417. 10 straight for Zimmermann. Here's Polanco. It's almost enough to make you believe that pitchers can get loose in weather like this.
That's funny, talking to Rich Doobie yesterday. He was talking about his amazing pitching staff in Philadelphia, and he said, you know what, FP, they haven't hit their stride yet because they haven't had a chance to pitch in warm weather. You talk about, no sleeves, and Jordan Zimmermann's not going to wear sleeves regardless, but, a nice warm night out there, you're feeling loose, and you're seeing his best fastball of the season.
Not going to catch that Wisconsin guy with any sleeves. He didn't wear them in New York last week. Polanco bounced out to LaRoche first time up. Great breaking ball to go with his heater right now.
Yeah, almost a cutter, but a slider from Jordan Zimmermann. You see the late break right there.
Man.
Polanco thought that was a fastball in the black. He committed to it, and it broke off the plate. That's a great pitch.
Jammed him severely. LaRoche over by the tarp. No chance to get there in time. Trivia from AT&T. We'll fire up the smartphone. Which pitcher passed FP Santangelo for 220. You're 2,290th on the all-time home run list. I think we know this one. It was Carlos Zambrano. I cannot believe the ball he hit in Houston last night. Not down the line in the Crawford boxes, but way out there. If it's a strike for Cliff Lee, it should be a strike for Jordan Zimmermann, and it is.
Anyway, fastball up and away. The pitch before that, setting up the two-seamer on the inner half. He's not just throwing 95, 96. He's got tremendous late movement on the pitch. Those aren't four-seam fastballs. That's a two-seam fastball running in on a right-hander.
A variation of the bow and arrow by Tom Hallion. By the way, FP, you do have 21 more home runs than anybody on this crew tonight.
Well, Zambrano hit his 22nd last night, and I had 21. But if I would have played in Wrigley Field as much as he did, I would have had at least 23.
He smoked that ball last night. 1-1 to Jimmy Rollins, who bounced out to Espinoza first time. For those of you who didn't see it, he hit it way out to left center, over the yellow line, right under the train trestle. There's a guy who can hit one into any bridge in America. Will he bat this inning? 1-2 to Rollins. And Zimmermann doing a really good job of jamming the heck out of the Phillies right now.
I mean, he's got pinpoint command, but at this point, he doesn't even need it. He got the overpowering fastball. You can make a lot of mistakes within the strike zone when you're throwing 95, 96 miles an hour, but he's got good command. He's hitting his spots. He's got it going on.
Then he goes off speed and pops up Jimmy Rollins. Ramos on deck circle. Can't quite get it as it lands in the camera pit.
As Wilson Ramos plays here longer, he'll know the ballpark better, and he'll know to get to the spot right there, find the fence, and then reach over it.
2,290th on the all-time list, the Big Z. By the way, he's a switch hitter like you. He was batting right-handed when he hit that ball last night.
Man, embarrassing when a pitcher passes you. I'll tell you that.
LaRoche is there, and it's 4 perfect innings for Jordan Zimmermann. And Keelworth and LaRoche coming up. No score. The extent of the offense by either team tonight as Cliff Lee and Jordan Zimmermann dominate.
Yeah, Jordan Zimmermann has good stuff tonight. A great fastball. Cliff Lee, you know he's going to be around the strike zone. You can check out the sprinkler head there from Tom Hallion. He's digging his call third. And Jordan Zimmermann, 95-96. Should I break that down? Check out the Ultra Mo right here on the sprinkler head from Tom Hallion. I'll tell you what, that guy's been around a long time. He's a great umpire, but if I had that strike three call, I would need a neck brace tomorrow because I'd be wearing it out.
Well, he did that 17 times the night Steven Strasburg pitched June 8th against the Pirates last year. Strauss had 14 of them, and the bullpen had 3 more. I guess he was saved by the fact the Pirates only had 1 strikeout that night. Rick Ankiel on an 0-1 pitch. Severely jammed, easy comebacker. Cliff Lee and the hitter kind of looking at each other. Ankiel just kind of left the batter's box and had nowhere else to go.
That's just one of those things, hit or be hit. You look at the ball right here, running in on Rick Ankiel.
Man, that sure looked like it hit close to his batting gloves. He didn't sell it at all. It looked like it hit the knob of his bat.
Had to. If that hit him in the hand, he's going to break a hand right there because you got your hand on the bat. If the ball hits it flush, and it's going to pin it against the bat, and you end up breaking some digits. So that had to hit the knob of the bat.
Here's Worth. I'm marveling at the reaction of the crowds here during this series whenever he does anything, even if he catches a routine fly ball. When the Nats go to Philadelphia 2 road trips from now, it'll be a zoo. And he pops one up to center for Victorino. And Worth will be 3 for 9 in this series, 0 for 2 tonight. That'll bring up Adam LaRoche. Had him flied out to Victorino first time. Line drive, and right there is Valdez. Nats go in order in the 4th. Great matchup, no score. 5th inning, big hitters coming. Philly fan. Bang. Right in the face of Thomas Jefferson.
I like the fact that he turned around and wanted a piece of that guy. Check it out. He whipped a little U-turn. He was going to go after him, but Thomas Jefferson, not about violence, decides to finish the race.
By the way, Teddy ran one of the best races of his life, coming in second, shall we say, by a head. Jordan Zimmermann, 46 pitches, an amazing ratio of strikes, 34 of those. But to the first 12 hitters, he's only thrown 6 first pitch strikes. Howard, Francisco, and Ibanez for the Phillies, top 5. Howard checks one to center. It'll play for Ankiel. 13 straight to start the game. Next up, Francisco, who bounced to short first time.
Yeah, we've marveled at the way Pudge has worked hitters, but with Wilson Ramos, the one thing I've noticed when he's back there, he loves to set up in on everybody. I mean, he's all about in to win. You see right there, going hard in on Ryan Howard on the first pitch. Didn't allow him to get his hands out.
Great thing about this, Zimmermann is doing it primarily pitching to contact. He has 4 strikeouts, but he's around the plate so much, Phillies hitters have to be swinging, and they're putting the ball in play pretty quickly. And when they can't, it's been that slider. Lee and Zimmermann matching each other nearly pitch for pitch. 1 hit in the game, Espinosa's double. And he tries to go with that fastball under the hands and misses. Line drive. Worth is there. Probably fighting the lights a little bit on that one. And he makes it on his knees. Not an easy play, as we well know in this ballpark. Expect great things here with the Harris Teeter Family Fun Pack this year. It's all weekends now, Saturday and Sunday, starting at $14. A ticket, hot dog, chips, and a Coke. Nationals.com/family for ticket information. Next up, Ibanez. Breaking ball. He starts in with a beauty. Right side, Espinosa. It's another 1-2-3 inning. Halfway through the ball game. Pitchers on fire tonight. Advanced 4G network in the world. Beautiful night in our nation's capital. April 14th, bottom of the 5th coming up. Ramos, Morrison, Espinosa, 5, 6, and 7 for the Nationals. I wonder if those young guys have any idea what kind of good game they're watching right now. Chris Narveson leads the Brewers in tomorrow. Tom Gorzalani for the Nats. Saturday against the Mets, Corzolani 5 1/3, 5 runs. He's 4-3 career against Milwaukee, and he makes his Nationals Park debut. Coverage begins at 6:30. Nats Extra. Here's Ramos, who hit the ball hard right at Valdez, the shortstop, first time. Michael Morris and Espinosa, 3 right-handers. High gas.
And that's the one you got to get if you're Wilson Ramos. I love the game plan right there, trying to jump him on a first pitch fastball. You saw him strike out last time on the nasty cutter in. So he'll give you a pitch to hit sometime in the sequence. You just have to put it in play.
Broken bat, base hit. How strong is this kid? And Ramos is now 10 for 22 on the year. The hits just keep on coming from the rookie catcher. Hitting .455, by the way, FP.
Yeah, stay hot Wilson Ramos. A nice job of keeping his hands inside the baseball. That was just a cutter on the inner half of the plate. Sort of like the one he struck out on. He made the adjustment as good big league hitters do, pulled his hands inside the baseball. And like you said, Bob, very strong enough to get that over the infield.
Nats have 2 hits. We may be sitting on a ticking time bomb called Michael Morse. Hit the ball sharply first time. Really struggling. Michael is now 4 for 28 on the year. After winning the job with his bat booming in spring training. Jim Riggleman said today he thinks Morse will be okay. Likes the way he's swinging right now. We have seen signs of life over the last 3 or 4 games with line drives and a couple of walks.
And when he's going good, he's just like Wilson Ramos. He can pull his hands inside that inside pitch, get his hands inside the baseball, get the barrel on it, and drive it the other way. We saw him do that so many times in spring training. And right now, Cliff Lee is pounding him in.
Tries to go side door with the breaking ball and misses low. So here's Morse in a hitter's count. 2 for 8 career against Cliff Lee. A lot of hitting room right side. Ooh, did he have a rip? I doubt if Michael Morse knows he steps in tied on the all-time home run list with F.P. Santangelo.
It's quite an honor, young man.
I like his chances of hitting another.
Yeah, he's going to blow by that. That's a good swing right there. I mean, you talk about when you're facing one of the elite guys in the league, you're going to get something to hit every at-bat. You're going to get something in the sequence that you can drive. Now he's got a battle. And what I mean by that is if you're an aggressive pitcher, like we saw Roy Halladay last night, we're seeing Jordan Zimmermann tonight and Cliff Lee, they're going to give you something to hit. They're going to challenge the strike zone. And I talked about earlier in the game being wild within the strike zone. What is that? That's when maybe the catcher sets up on the inner half of the plate and you leave it on the outer half of the plate. It's still a strike, but you're wild in the strike zone. Cliff Lee tonight has his pinpoint command.
2-2, and that's low and inside. He has already rung up Desmond twice and Ramos with that pitch tonight. With a hot Danny Espinosa on deck. This will be interesting. Would Jim Riggleman start the runner against a catcher who's 0 for 8 throwing out base runners this year? Ramos short lead. He's not fast. And Morse will foul it. You got to be pretty confident your guy's going to make contact to start that runner.
Yeah, that's the most important thing we've seen with Jim Riggleman this season. He doesn't care about the speed of the base runner. He started Adam LaRoche a couple of times. So I think the fact that Wilson Ramos is a catcher right here doesn't really matter. He's counting on Michael Morse to put the ball in play. And if he doesn't have confidence in Morse to put the ball in play, you don't start the runner.
Well, he started that double steal was LaRoche and Morse. 3-2 with nobody out. Runner's going. Swing and a miss. Throw is high. The tag is down. And out at second base is Ramos. A strike him out, throw him out, double play.
I'll tell you one thing about watching a team run the bases aggressively. There's going to be times throughout the season when it doesn't look good. You're going to see guys get thrown out trying to go first and third, maybe trying to steal on a 3-2 pitch like right here. But I like the fact that they're trying to force the issue, stay aggressive. That's what got you to this point of the season. Just didn't work out right there for the Nationals.
On Lee's 5th strikeout, bases empty, 2 outs for Espinosa. Valdez did a good job of getting that ball and just slapping it right down on the runner. Zimmermann has faced the minimum 15 batters in 5 innings. If Lee gets Espinosa, he will have faced 16. Should happen on this pop-up to Jimmy Rollins. This game heading into the 6th inning on the banks of the Anacostia. Beautiful night, and the pitchers sure are comfortable. Five innings in the scorebook. Game summary, it's all about the arms tonight. Danny Espinosa has a double, Ramos a base hit, Jordan Zimmermann just flawless.
The game summary should say don't blink, because this game has a fast and furious pace. Both pitchers pounding the strike zone. Jordan Zimmermann's got his ace stuff tonight. Great slider, great fastball command to go with the 96 miles an hour. He's been fantastic.
54 pitches, 40 strikes through 5. 52 over 38 for Lee. Leadoff man is Carlos Ruiz. Struck out looking first time. Breaking ball, well hit. May not be coming back. Hits right off the top of the wall. It's called a home run by Alan Porter, the third base umpire, and Phil Cuzzy at second base. Hankeel throws it into the bullpen. Phillies lead 1-0.
And Carlos Ruiz will do that from time to time, just sit on a pinch, and you know he was sitting slider right here. I mean, he hit that like he knew it was coming. Just a slider out over the plate. Maybe the only mistake that Jordan Zimmermann has made all night, and he paid for it.
Ruiz, 32nd career home run in his 6th year. Zimmermann gave up his first home run. I think the big difference between the Phillies and some other offensive clubs in this league is the production they get from the bottom of their batting order. Ibanez, Ruiz, and in this case Valdez. Ruiz bats 8th when Utley's in there, but they still have pretty good sticks all the way down to the pitcher spot.
The shutout gone, no-hitter gone. And I wasn't thinking no-hitter just because he didn't give up a hit to this point. I was thinking no-hitter because he has no-hitter stuff tonight.
Gets a piece of it, slows it down. A play for Espinosa. Got him at first. Well done. That'll go 1-4-3 with a star above the 4 for Espinosa and that range of his.
I'm definitely putting a star by that one, Bob, for sure. Danny Espinosa, nice job of playing the ricochet here. Wilson Valdez goes a little 5-hole, but Danny Espinosa all over it. And it must be so nice to have that cannon that he has in his back pocket. He doesn't use it often. He uses it when he needs it. You see right there, Danny Espinosa, probably one of the strongest arms of any second baseman in the National League.
Fastball for a strike to Cliff Lee, who struck out first time. Target in. Now it's Desmond's turn behind the bag. He didn't field that ball cleanly either. That almost popped out of his glove. 2 outs, bases empty. Tomorrow's Jackie Robinson Day. 7:05, the Milwaukee Brewers are here. It'll be Narveson and Gorzolani tomorrow night. Seats starting at just $10. Go to nationals.com/tickets and help us celebrate the wonderful life and legacy of the great number 42. I can't think of Jackie Robinson without thinking about the Homestead Grays, who played here in D.C. Half of their games here, half of their games in Pittsburgh. Josh Gibson, Buck Leonard, Sam Bankhead, Cool Papa Bell. 9 Negro League championships. Jackie would come along just about a decade later, and we'll celebrate him tomorrow night. Zimmermann to Victorino. Fastball whistles outside, 2-1.
And this is where you have to be careful if you're Jordan Zimmermann. Yeah, he just gave up a solo home run. You know, hopefully your team can battle back and pick you up. But Shane Victorino will jump somebody in 2-1 counts. He's been known.
This one's down the left field line, slicing. It's into the corner. Michael Morse chasing it down. And the Phillies will have a pair of extra base hits here in the 6th inning.
And this is what Victorino's been doing so far this year. I mean, there's times when he gets a little bit pull conscious from the left side of the plate. Against Lowe the other day in Atlanta, he got some sinkers. He hit it the other way. He got 3 hits in every game of that series. When he's going good, he's hitting the ball the other way from the left side.
Polanco, ground ball to LaRoche, and a called 3rd strike. That's very rare to this guy, who's only struck out 4 times this year in 48 at-bats. And last year struck out 47 times in 554. It's all happened in this inning. The Ruiz leadoff home run and the 2-out Victorino double. Jordan Zimmermann pitching well enough to win a ball game tonight. Will his teammates be able to solve Cliff Lee? That's tough. Great play, Hairston. Throw is offline, and then so far offline, LaRoche can't get it, and the Nationals with an error will give the Phillies another run. Base hit probably on the grounder, error on the throw, 2-0 Philadelphia.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to just put the ball in your pocket. You look at Jerry Hairston Jr. over here, lost his balance, didn't have his feet under him. He had to hurry because Polanco can get down the line, but you know, every once in a while it's good just to put one in your back pocket. He didn't pick up his target right there. A lot of times when you lose your balance, your head spins real quick, and obviously a bad throw right there. That's when if you ask Jerry Hairston, he'll tell you he should have hung on to it.
Nationals have made their 10th error in 12 games. That's too many. Breaking ball for a strike to Jimmy Rollins, who lined out hard to LaRoche last time. Ruiz got this started. Kind of like when he got that one, then the Phillies hitters started relaxing a little bit.
90% of throwing errors are made with your feet. If you don't have your feet underneath you, you don't have that good base, the ball's going to go wherever. And right there, Jerry Hairston Jr. didn't have his balance, didn't have his feet underneath him, rushed the throw, and you saw the result.
And it's flight out to left center where Michael Morse is under it. So the Phillies will get a homer and an unearned run and lead it 2-0 after 5.5.
Time for the Coors Light freeze can. Let's check out Wilson Ramos in the Exmo. Just because the Exmo is cool and I want to check it out. Look at his hands inside the baseball right there. That pitch is on the inner half of the plate. It's a cutter. He fights to get inside of the ball and just uses his brute strength to throw it over the infield. And Danny Espinosa right there with some good extension. Check out his head right down on the baseball right there. That's good stuff. Coors Light freeze can brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Lights. Use another double in the gap right now.
Hairston leads off, lined out hard to center first time after Espinosa had doubled, leading off the third. Nats have lost a runner at the plate and at second on the back end of a strike him out, throw him out double play. Hairston has a net, 1 for 18. Hits this ball hard, but right at Victorino. Jordan Zimmermann walking in now, and the Nats only have 2 hits. The double by Espinosa in the third. Ramos, the jam shot single in the fifth. Lead with 5 strikeouts. The double play. Offense quiet. Nats scored 2 runs on 6 hits last night. In the complete game, 9 strikeout. 3-2 win by Roy Halladay.
These last 2 nights remind me of the mid-90s whenever you went into Atlanta and you were facing Glavine, Maddox, and Smoltz. You know, any little mistake you made on defense was magnified. Any little mistake you made on offense was magnified. When you face guys like that, you had to be Trump-tight perfect on defense. You had to do the little things on offense to score runs. I mean, you'd look up before you do it. It was the 7th inning. It was 2-0. And you're like, how did we get to this point in the game? Because those guys used to pound the strike zone. They used to throw strikes. They had tremendous tempo and pace. And you had to be perfect to beat them. And you're seeing that right now with the Phillies the last couple of nights. With Halladay last night, Cliff Lee tonight. I mean, the Nats are playing good baseball, but any little mistake, any little error, any little runner on third less than 2 outs that you don't pick up, it's magnified.
What was your first year in the big leagues?
95.
So that was right about the time when the Giants, the Dodgers, the Braves, and the Reds were still in the same division in the West before they went to the 3 divisions. And the teams from the West Coast got to, well, I should say, had to see those guys a lot. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball away. 2 outs here in the 6th, and for Lee, his 6th strikeout.
You check out the pitch right there. Just a tailing fastball in the outer half of the plate. I mean, you think he's going to come in with 2 strikes, and all of a sudden, what does he do? He goes away.
You know, and of course, you're with Montreal in the East. You saw those teams from the West then as much as you saw the Eastern teams and what we used to call the balanced schedule.
We used to go into those series thinking, oh man, it's Glavine, Madison, Smoltz. I just got to scrap out one hit tonight. You know, get on base, do whatever I can to score a run. You know, maybe our guy steps up and we win 2-1. But I mean, it's not a fun series when you're facing guys like Halladay, Lee, Oswalt, Hamels. I mean, they all work fast. They all pound the strike zone. And the Nationals have played well in this series, but when you make one mistake against these teams, it'll come back to haunt you.
Desmond taking a long time getting back in there. Lee has carved him up tonight. 3 strikeouts, 7 Ks for Cliff Lee. Into the 7th, 2-0 Phillies. Matchup 2-0. Zimmermann just batted, so he gets to stay around and battle for a while. Good pitch count. He may go the distance in this game. You never know.
Yeah, last year the National League or baseball was a year of the pitcher, and we're seeing that so far this year. Jordan Zimmermann's been lights out tonight. You know, what can you say about Cliff Lee? He's got his good stuff going on. I mean, this is no small potatoes what Jordan Zimmermann's doing tonight. It's a very good lineup that he's going through. He made one mistake to Carlos Ruiz, and he paid for it.
And, of course, the defense didn't help him out. Nats have made 3 errors now in the last 2 games of this series. Zimmermann back to work, top 7. It gets tough in a hurry with Ryan Howard. The big man has bounced out to first and flied to center. And how about Cliff Lee? 6 innings, 61 pitches, 45 strikes. Zimmermann 72 pitches in his first 6 innings. 32-year-old lefty putting on quite a show tonight.
I always used to worry about a guy that got pulled early in his start before I faced him.
Yeah.
When you talk about Cliff Lee last time, 3 1/3 inning, he got pulled in Atlanta. What's he going to be the next start? Fresh. He didn't go deep into that game. He didn't have a high pitch count. He was out early, so you know you're going to get your best bolt about a guy that didn't last very long in the start before.
Smooth as silk. LaRoche to his right. And to Zimmermann for the first out, top 7. Masson's new Mid-Atlantic Sports Report, now a couple of weeks old. 60 minutes of news and info every Friday, Monday through Friday, 5:30 to 6:30. Tom Davis, Phil Wood, Dave Johnson, Mel Antonin. Hottest topics in baseball, maximum excess, look-ins to BP, reports from the ballparks. Monday through Friday, the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report. Hacking on the first pitch, Francisco to center for Ankiel. Next up, Ibanez here in the 7th. By the way, in the division tonight, Florida and Atlanta having another battle. 5-4. Marlins at Atlanta in the 4th inning. Gabby Sanchez has hit his first homer, and Brian McCann of the Braves hitting his second. Marlins are 6-5. 2 games behind these Phillies. The Nats are 3 back. Home run hitter Ruiz waiting. In on the hands of Ibanez. Out to Michael Morse. Fans haven't been sitting that long, but they get to stretch. And Keelworth and LaRoche coming out. Your local Ford dealers. By BMW, the ultimate driving machine. And by Acura. Acura Advance. Take a little ride through Chinatown on a beautiful evening in the district. Congratulations, by the way, to the nearby residents, the Capitals, who won their first game in the playoffs in OT last night. Nice scoring Caps. You can see every Nats game live on demand on your computer or your favorite device. We call it MLB.TV. You can take the Nats with you wherever you go. Visit Nationals.com to order. Get more details. Baseball everywhere on MLB.TV. Brew Crew tomorrow night. Narveson and Gorzalani. And of course, Prince Fielder and Ryan Braun combining to jack 7, drive in 22. Look at that pitching staff. As far as the ERA goes, only San Diego is better. Hey, guess what? The Nats staff ERA coming into this game tonight down to 3.90. And Zimmermann doing nothing to hurt that. Rick Ankiel 0 for 2 against the left-hander. Tough matchup. 2 balls on the ground. One of them off the knob of his bat right back to the pitcher last time. On the corner. 1-2. That's neither runner in front of Worth. Not on that at bat. And Keel is strikeout victim number 8 for Cliff Lee. Ask about the Nats and MASNsports.com. Are we surprised by the consistency of the starting staff early on? Thanks to Jim McCarthy and Rockville. What do you think, partner?
Absolutely not. I mean, we didn't know how the staff would gel early in the season, but from what we saw in spring training, all signs were pointing to this staff pounding the strike zone, being consistent in the strike zone, getting strike 1 on everybody, and keeping their defense in the game.
And by the way, Jordan Zimmermann's the first national starter to go 7. Jason Worth is 0 for 2 tonight, 3 for 9 in the series. Nice going, guys. Keep it up. Phillies came in 3.71. 8th in the league overall staff ERA. That's a breaking ball, strike 2.
I think maybe early on in camp we were kind of looking at the starting rotation, to see what they would do. But as the camp went on, spring training went on, they started facing the lineup for the second and third time, and they started going through the order and getting outs and staying consistent. We knew that these guys were going to throw strikes.
Big breaking ball. Cliff Lee has struck out 4 Nats in a row swinging, and he has 9 on the night.
There's 2 words for that when you're hitting. Not fair. That's the Ruth Chris Pitch Rack. Nationals Pitch Rack brought to you by Ruth Chris Steakhouse, where sizzling steaks are a part of a memorable experience.
Here's LaRoche.
I mean, that was his best pitch of the night. He's made some good pitches. Cutters in late in the count, good changeups. But that curveball right there, that's pretty much unhittable. There's not a whole lot you can do. You hope you get lucky and foul it off.
By the way, his ERA is tumbling by the moment here. As we mentioned, came into the game 7.84. He's already shaved 3 runs off of that, the way he's pitching shutout ball tonight. Nats are getting a big-time dose of Halladay and Lee. We told you Tuesday night how important it was for the Nationals to beat Joe Blanton in Game 1, and they did, because you had a sense of what was coming with these two. I mean, he is just carving this offense up. 10 strikeouts for Lee. 8th inning coming up. Phillies on top 2-0.
Old hard blast. Let's check out the 6th inning home run by Carlos Ruiz. Jordan Zimmermann cruising along through a first pitch curveball, through another curveball, back-to-back hammers. And Carlos Ruiz was sitting on that one. He let it get deep. A nice job of getting some extension. And that's the only bad pitch he's made all night long. He's been fantastic. One bad pitch to Carlos Ruiz. Some defense behind him that he would like some plays made, but so far he's been lights out all night long. It's been a great pitcher's duel.
Top of the 8th for the Phillies. Ruiz, Valdez, and Lee. Jordan's at 79 pitches in 7 innings. As a footnote, he has never gone the distance, win or lose, in a big league game.
And we talked about, eliminating pitches as a major league hitter. Carlos Ruiz can look fastball in this at-bat. He showed that he can handle the off-speed. Just sitting dead red now.
Look at this swing. At the major league level, it's hard for not at least one batter on the other side to have your number. And it's Ruiz with Zim's number tonight.
Well, when you get a hit on a certain pitch early in the game, you can pretty much eliminate that pitch. You go up there looking somewhere else. Carlos Ruiz, as we just showed, hit the curveball out. Now you go up there the next time, you sit dead red. You pretty much eliminate the curveball until you get to 2 strikes.
Here's Valdez, who lined to right and then bounced off the pitcher's glove to Espinoza. Pitcher on deck, Cliff Lee. Dan Uggla has just hit his 3rd homer of the year for the Braves against his former teammates. Marlins Braves 5-5, 4th inning. Drew Storen getting ready. Jordan Zimmermann's first game of the year at this ballpark against Atlanta. 84 pitches, 99 in his 2nd game, and now the Phillies are leveling off and getting base hits. And a great opportunity for Lee to step in and bunt both runners ahead. Well, no sign of taking the baseball yet.
Yeah, I don't think Drew Storen's ready yet. I think this is just a, hey, you've done a great job. You get 1st and 3rd, or 1st and 2nd, nobody out. What bunt player are we going to run right now?
You know, FP, still a 2-run game. As we found out last night, 9th inning, anything against any pitcher can happen. You've got to find a way to keep this 2-0, not 3 or 4.
And when you know somebody's bunting, it's the opposing pitcher, I always love the fastball in. Almost throwing it right at him. You're not trying to hit him, but a lot of times you'll see National League pitchers have a tough time bunting that fastball in off the plate. And a lot of times they offer at it. It's a good way to get a cheap out in this situation.
Wheel plays on where Desmond goes from short to beat the runner to 3rd base. 2nd base, of course, uncovered as Espinosa goes to 1st.
Yeah, the wheel play on right here, and the wheels are spinning. If you're Cliff Lee, you're wondering if, should I pull the bat back? Should I try to slash it by these guys that are charging? But if you look right there, who's the farthest guy away from Cliff Lee? The pitcher. Whenever you have the 3rd baseman crashing, the 1st baseman crashing, the farthest guy away, 60 feet 6 inches, the pitcher. So a lot of times you'll see a pitcher deaden the ball right back to the mound because that's the most distance he has to get the ball down.
And the pitcher's right-handed. Hard throw to 3rd base. Desmond right on the bag with Ruiz there.
I mean, you always hear don't bunt the ball back to the pitcher, and you shouldn't hard, but if you can control the bat and get your hand up on the barrel, the best place to bunt when everybody in the ballpark knows you're bunting and everybody's crashing is softly right back to the pitcher. Because Jerry Harrison Jr. is going to be down here, LaRoche is going to be down here, and look where he is. You just bunt it right back there, and that's where you have the most room.
Pitch upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike.
But you have to make the ball bounce in the dirt. The first hop has to be in the dirt. So as a pitcher right here, I mean, you could think about slashing. You could think about the Butcher Boy play, which is pulling your bat back and slashing it by the defense. But if you're going to bunt the top half of the ball and bunt it in the dirt.
Pulls his bat back and then grounds it. Espinosa. Another error by the Nats infield. 5 of them in this series. Pardon me, 4. He was trying to wheel to make the double play throw before he had the ball in his glove. Phillies are too good to do this.
Excuse me, partner. Cliff Lee pulled the bat back, but he didn't really pull it back. He never really showed bunt right there. He showed bunt early. You knew he was swinging all the way. It gave the defense time to set, and Danny Espinosa just trying to be a little bit too quick. Bobbles the ball, the double plays off. Now the out at first is off, and that'll be it for Jordan Zimmermann,
who to this point has given up 1 earned run tonight. Now he's responsible for up to 2 more with 3 men on base, 1 via the error. Tonight betrayed on 2 occasions by his defense, and the Nats down by 2, and it could be more shortly. Here's the schedule. Next 5: Gorzolani, Narvason tomorrow, Marquis and Giovanni Gallardo Saturday, Levan and Marco Estrada, former Nats Sunday. DC 50 joins us for the series finale, and after a day off Monday, the Nats go to the Gateway City and play the Cardinals. St. Louis 3 and Pittsburgh 3 on the next road trip. Drew Storen on to face Victorino, batting left-handed. ERA shrinking. And Drew Storen in 6 2/3, only 3 hits, 1 earned run. Opponent's hitting a $125 on him. Beautiful riding fastball, 0-2.
He got bases loaded, nobody out. Dusty Baker used to say this all the time: think lucky. I mean, you have to get lucky in this situation if you're the Nationals. You got that, top of the order up. These guys can all hit. You're looking for a strikeout. Whatever your best strikeout pitch is, you got to go to it.
And against Lee, on a ground ball, you may have to come home first when you might be thinking about a 4.63 or something like that. Racing over is Hairston, no chance.
Yeah, Storm got away with one there. He didn't want that slider up in the strike zone. He wanted to bury that in the dirt. This is where you got to trust your catcher, Wilson Ramos. You're ahead in the count. You're 0-2. You don't want to get greedy and seal the deal right now. Set something up, bounce a pitch, see if he'll chase your pitch. You worked hard to get the count to 0-2. Now set something up.
Great pitch. Hard slider down and in. Victorino, a feeble swing, 1 out.
And that's exactly what he did right there. He was setting up the next pitch. If you want to bite at this pitch, go ahead. But here's my nasty slider. You want to swing it, go ahead. And that's just a great pitch. Got on top of that one, got that one out in front with a nasty late bite.
Next up is Polanco, the ultimate contact man.
Well, now you're 1 pitch away. You're looking for a ground ball.
This guy's specialty is going through the right side in situations like this. Unless you give him something he can pull. LaRoche is about 15 feet off the first base line. Espinosa cheating up the middle with Desmond for a possible 4.63. That's right up the middle. Espinosa slides. Desmond 1. No chance at first. And the Phillies score another run. Well handled by Espinosa. And a good decision by Desmond not to throw.
I mean, you talk about range right here by Danny Espinosa. He booted the double play ball before this, but he jumps back on the horse with a nice sliding backhand play up the middle. Not a lot of second basemen will go on the shortstop side of second base to make a play. Just a great play and a great shot, guys, of an awesome play. I mean, look at that, just sliding, good feed right there. Not a double play ball. That's all he could do is get the force out.
Jordan Zimmermann, no matter what, will give up only 1 earned run tonight. Many runs in this inning unearned now because of the error by Espinosa earlier. And here's Jimmy Rollins trying to apply a knockout punch to the Nats, if the Phillies haven't done that already. That ball ripped and hooking foul. Rollins still hunting his first RBI of the season, despite hitting .326 at the start of the night. .306 now. He has one now, and the Phillies lead 4-0.
Yeah, Jimmy Rollins can hit a fastball. There's no doubt about that. Let's check out the location. Down in the strike zone, not a bad pitch. Probably got a little too much plate for Drew Storer, and Jimmy Rollins ready to hit. I mean, he'll do that. A lot of times he gets a little too pull conscious from the left side of the plate, but that's just a good piece of hitting by a veteran hitter.
Now the Nats will bring in the left-hander Doug Slayton to face Ryan Howard. Storer gets a couple of outs, gives up an RBI hit. It's the Phillies by 4.
Exclusive Nats coverage to your mobile phone. Text Nationals to 29292. Message and data rates may apply. Put that in my phone right now. 29292.
Doug Slayton on. 8th game already. Clippard is the other one who came into the night with 7. Slayton with a 0 ERA, 3 hits, no runs in 3 innings. Couple of walks. He has struck out 4. And he faces Ryan Howard. Phillies leading 4-0. They own the later innings here tonight. And a letter-high fastball. Howard 0 for 3 in the series, 1 for 9 with a solo home run against Levon Tuesday night. Targets in, fastball location, and that is where he buries it 0-2.
And partner, this might be reaching, but a lot of times when you see a pitcher like Cliff Lee, he has a great tempo going. He's, strike for strike with the other pitcher. He's on the mound, he's on the bench, he's on the mound, he's on the bench. Then all of a sudden you sit on the bench for a while, you can lose your rhythm. So it's important. I know it's 4-0. It looks like 40-0 with Cliff Lee on the mound, but this is an important part of the ball game. If you keep it right there, you're within one swing.
3 right-handers coming up in the 8th. Ramos, Morse, Espinoza. That's a great pitch. Front door breaking ball. Here we go. 5, 6, and 7. Ramos has a hit. So does Espinoza. Morse in between.
if Cliff Lee's sitting around that inning affects him at all. But first, let's check out the grips on his pitches. You see right here, that's a circle change. You see his A-OK sign he's making. He's got that ball deep in his palm, turning it over. That is a changeup. This is pitching 101. We saw Livan Hernandez in the first game of the series with pitching 101. Tonight it's all about Cliff Lee. That's the fastball grip. Probably a cutter right there. And for you kids at home, check out the eyes on the target. His head doesn't move. It's still just like for a hitter. Good hitters keep their head still. Cliff Lee's head is perfectly still. You see the spike curve right there. Threw a nasty one to Jason Worth. So he's been on tonight. He's had a good rhythm, a good tempo. A lot of times when you sit around for a long time and your team's getting some runs, it'll throw you off. Let's check it out.
11th double-digit career strikeout game. His career high 13 July of last year against Oakland while a Ranger. Wilson Ramos 1 for 2 with the base hit to left. Fights off the pitch that jammed him. 1-1. Since the Phillies got him the first time back at the trading deadline in 09, look at those 10-plus strikeout, no walk games. Lee with 8. Hasn't walked anybody tonight. And the man you're looking at is one of the reasons, and there's Ryan Madson. Cliff Lee is one of the primary reasons that Jason Worth is a national. Because the Phillies knew if they signed Cliff Lee, they might not have the money available that Worth would need to stay with them. And I know it, we were up there last year, latter part of the season, not exactly feeling sorry for the Phillies with a full ballpark every night, lamenting the fact they probably wouldn't be able to hold on to their right fielder. But pitching does not come cheap. And they've got 3 of the most expensive guys, and Halladay, Lee, and Oswalt. And of course Cole Hamels, his day has pretty much arrived too, a postseason MVP. Ramos fights it off on 3-2. There's the H&H connection, Halladay, Hamels. Phillies might be the one team in baseball where it doesn't kill them to be without their closer for a long time, because their starters pitch so deep. And Madson with Contreras, J.C. Romero, pretty reliable veterans at the back end of the bullpen. How about that? It's a walk. Save that video, guys.
A good AB by Wilson Ramos, working the count right there. He swung at ball 4 on the 3-1 pitch, but regrouped right there to work a leadoff walk.
Michael Morse 0 for 2 tonight. Four for 29 on the year.
That's where you don't want to help him. Right now having trouble finding the strike zone. He threw about 5 or 6 balls to Wilson Ramos. Ball 1 to Michael Morse. You have to wonder, that's his 81st pitch. Is he getting tired? Is his rhythm off?
Yeah, I think your point about base running, back in the dugout, back up, well taken as far as that rhythm.
I've talked to so many pitchers that when they're dealing, they get in a groove out there, they get in a rhythm. They almost, their team not score them any more runs. They got their ace stuff that night. They just want to get back on the mound. They want to keep that tempo going that they've had so far throughout the game.
Breaking ball drops in.
That's that spike curveball we just showed you. Little 12-6 over the top. That was a nasty one.
He's going to ring him up on the inside corner. 11 strikeouts for Lee, within 2 of his career high.
Yeah, that's the cutter in with 2. He's been doing it all night long. Michael Morris not thinking it's a strike, but you got to do something with 2 strikes to battle, to fight, break your back, buy yourself another pitch. Easier said than done, I know, but Cliff Lee's got it going on tonight, but he has come hard in with 2 strikes to a lot of the Nationals hitters.
Danny Espinosa 1 for 2 with a double off the scoreboard and a pop up to short. Tonight's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Bob Carpenter, F.P. Santangelo, Debbie Taylor at Nats Park watching a masterpiece by Cliff Lee. Tough enough against a guy like this, but Ryan Zimmermann's out. And the only batter in the starting lineup, only two guys batting higher than 238, which is where Worth started tonight. And that's Espinoza, who started 276, and Ramos 450. I know they're just numbers. They don't always dictate situations. But the fact remains the Nats are without some big-time production because of Zim's injury and some non-productive middle-of-the-order guys. Look at this. That's number 12.
Here it is, the cutter in with 2 strikes again. Danny Espinoza checking it out. 5 of the strikeouts by my scorecard have been looking tonight. So, I mean, you know what he's going to do to you? And sometimes it's just hard to pull the trigger. Cutter in with 2 strikes. He's been doing it all night long.
13 strikeouts. His career high. 13 strikeouts July 27th of last year against Oakland. There's some contact. It's on the infield for Polanco. This game into the 9th inning. Nats dominated by Cliff Lee tonight.
Drive of the game. Get ready to give it to Jimmy Rollins tonight. J-roll. Little fastball inside off Drew Storm. Drives it to right field. He'll look in when he's ahead in the count. He did right there. Good piece of hitting by the veteran. Got your 4th drive of the game.
Sam Perlazzo with a smile. That was Jimmy Rollins' first RBI of the year. Brian Broderick will come in and get some work. He pitched a scoreless 9th here last night against Ruiz, Valdez, and Halladay. His best inning so far. He's got Francisco Ibanez and Ruiz now.
You see a shot of Jimmy Rollins on first, shaking his head and smiling. He didn't think that was the 4th drive of the game. He didn't like that call by us.
He just likes Uribe.
Yeah.
I thought the 4th drive of the game was Espinoza's double. He hit that ball about 300 feet farther than anybody else has tonight. Here's Ben Francisco, 0 for 3. Broderick misses 1-1. Ripped out to short. Desmond has it. On target to LaRoche for the first out. Well, when your starter is still in the ball game and it's past 9 o'clock, that's a good thing, and the Phillies are enjoying that right now. Here at Nationals Park, Bob F.P. Debbie with you. 9th inning. Ibanez 0 for 3 steps in. 4-0 Phillies. It'll take a Nats huge frame in the 9th to avert the Phils winning this series. It's kind of like a bowling game when you need like 4 strikes at the end. 4 perfect ones. And Cliff Lee, by the way, 88 pitches in 8 innings.
3's a turkey. What's 4?
That's a fair ball. LaRoche has it. Great play to Broderick. 2 outs.
I put a star by that one. Great play, Adam LaRoche. Going to the foul side, diving for it. Look at the feed to Brian Broderick. I mean, that's a guy that's just ready to play baseball. I mean, there's been a good tempo all night long. Nationals pitchers have been throwing strikes. You talk about being on your toes on defense. That's a guy with a bad groin and a bad shoulder making a great play.
Here's Ruiz, big man for the Phils tonight. Driving in their only earned run of the evening. Counts even 1-1. So Ruiz is 4 for 10 in this series. Gets a big piece of this one out toward the bullpen. And Michael Morse is short of the track. And this one will zip into the bottom of the 9th. Pitcher spot, then the top of the order. The Nats need a big one.
Consecutive nights, so the Nationals need a comeback. Welcome in Byron Kerr and Ray Knight getting ready for a Nats extra post game. 4-0 Phillies right now, Ray, but what a pitcher's duel tonight. Jordan Zimmermann, 5 perfect innings, and Cliff Lee just outstanding.
The best that I've seen through 7 innings, really. This season, last season, 2 guys matching strike for strike. At one time in the 4th or 5th inning, they both had the same amount of pitches, the same amount of strikes, the same amount of balls, and the same amount of hits given up. So great pitching performance from both sides. A little shoddy defense on our side, and they got a big home run by Ruiz.
All right, we'll break down both pitchers in the post-game show. Hopefully the Nationals once again have something going in the 9th, Bob and FP. We'll see if the hitters can get it going as the Nationals try to get back in this one.
All right, Byron, thank you, Ray, for that on-target analysis of those pitch counts, which were very even until the critical time of the game. Nationals have 2 hits tonight, Espinosa and Ramos.
Danny Espinosa doing a nice job of going with that pitch. You see that pitch out over the plate. And Cliff Lee's done such a nice job of keeping Nationals hitters off balance, pound them in late in the count. And you see the pitch here to Wilson Ramos. That one was in, but he did a nice job of keeping his hands inside the ball and lifting that ball over the infield. If you like pitching, tonight was a game for you because the 2 starters tonight, Jordan Zimmermann, Cliff Lee, were outstanding.
Well, having a bat here for Jesus Flores against the left-hander. And for Jesus, this will be his first appearance in front of the home crowd since his recall. Good for him. First time he has batted in this ballpark in 2 years. He'll muscle one out to right center. Good at bat. So Flores in his first at bat as a National this year, and his first AB in 2 years. Good for him. Gets a base hit.
And that's the approach you got to go with. If you try to pull that pitch, you ground it into the tarp down the left field line, you ground it foul. A good job by Flores to keeping his hands inside the baseball. And it all started with a single to right field. That's what I'm going with, at least.
Jose Contreras. If the Nats get one more runner on, it would be a save situation. Top of the order, Desmond. Lee has overmatched him 3 times tonight. All Ks, 2 looking. Low and inside for a ball. Ball game just over 2 hours old. Nats battling bottom of the 9th. Well hit, but hooked foul. Hope you can join us for the weekend. Jackie Robinson Day tomorrow. Dollar Kids Day on Saturday, and Saturday and Sunday. Harris Teeter Family Fun Pack Days here at the ballpark. 888-632-NATS, Nationals.com. The hard-hitting Brewers with Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder on the way. Desmond now has to battle again. Lee has eaten him alive with the inside fastball under his hands 3 times. Desmond sees the pitch away and hits it well, but right there is Francisco. Cliff Lee now 2 outs away from his 21st career complete game and his 6th shutout. Rick Ankiel next, 0 for 3. That's off the end of the bat to Victorino. Boy, hit that ball a ton. It stays in play, 385 feet away. 2 outs.
And all of a sudden, the Nationals are getting some good at-bats off of Cliff Lee. He and Desmond smoked that ball to right. I put an exclamation point by it. Rick Ankiel right there got all of that one. So that was his 96th pitch of the night.
And as Abner Doubleday would draw it up, Jason Worth is the last hope of the Nats against his former team. But the Nats will see these guys 15 more times. There will be many more battles. Worth 0 for 3 tonight with a pair of strikeouts, and he goes up hacking. Great crowd, 24,875 tonight. And they've seen a classic pitcher's duel. Without a couple of defensive miscues, it would have been a lot closer. And the Phillies are 1 out away from a series win. They haven't lost a series yet.
They haven't lost 2 games in a row yet.
They're about to go 9-3. Worth to short, and this one is over in right around 2 hours and 6 minutes. Nationals shut out by the Phillies 4-0. Out hit 6-3. Brewers are here tomorrow night. 7:05. This has been a presentation of Masson. Stay tuned now. Nats Extra. Byron Kerr and Johnny Holiday straight ahead.